Good morning, this is B. Nagesh, retired additional secretary, Team IAS Network. Today we do a topic in General Studies paper 2, federalism, fiscal federalism. This is also common to political science and international relations, paper 1, section B. Before we go into the topic, we spend just 2 minutes on how there is a lot of commonality or similarity between the political science paper 1, section B and GS2. A candidate who takes political science as an optional will be able to write better answers in the GS2 paper, because political science you would have read the matter in sufficiently detail, and your quality of answers will be better than those who are not taking the optional PSIR. So we go to the discussion on the question. The financial audit of central revenues and cesses has raised significant issues of lack of transparency and propriety. See this, I'll tell you how we are going to answer this question. Recently, the CAG audited the central revenues and cesses, which the central government collects. After an audit of these revenues and cesses, the CAG has come to a conclusion that there is no transparency and propriety by the central government, and the way the issues is handled affects the fiscal federalism, in the sense that it is affecting the working of the state governments. So you may have read in the media or in the newspaper some time back that the GST dues arrears have not been transferred to the states. The states are finding difficult to carry on because the center has not shared the revenues properly, and added to that, this is the problem of collection of cesses and revenues which the central government is keeping to itself, depriving the states of additional sources of income. So with this background, we go to the question, answering the question. See, the Controller and Auditor General in the audit of central revenues has made a point that the Government of India did not transfer 6,466 crores of compensation cess revenue in 2007-18 and 40,806 crores in 18-19. So this amount was not transferred to the states. But what happened? This 47,272 crores has been retained in the Consolidated Fund of India. This is the observation of the CAG. With this observation, we go to what are the cesses which are collected by the center, which are retained by the center, and which are not a part of the Consolidated Fund of India. See, Consolidated Fund is something in Consolidated Fund. So this we'll answer this question now. Cesses which are not part of the Consolidated Fund, which are retained by the center. Now the CAG pointed out there are 35 cesses levied by the Government of India, and collections from these cesses have been kept in certain boards. Now these collections are kept in something called the public account. Now the Government of India levies cess on this petroleum cess, road cess. So these, whatever the central government collects, these are kept in the public account. Now the CAG has given examples. Say for instance, there was the central government collected nearly 38,000 crores on a road cess. It was transferred to the Central Road and Investment Fund, Road and Infrastructure Fund. 1,24,399 crores, which was collected as cess on crude oil, it was not here in this case. It was not transferred to the Oil Industry Development Board, but kept in the Consolidated Fund. Again, here there is a mistake, because the rules say that cesses collections should be kept in the public account and not in the consolidated fund. So here there was a glaring irregularity which is pointed out by the AG. That is nearly 1,24,399 crores oil cess. Instead of transferring it to the Oil Industry Development Board, it was retained in the consolidated fund. Now the central government is financing irrigation projects from a fund created by NABARD. Railway projects are funded by a corporation, so called the Railway Finance Corporation. Now what is happening is there are too many cesses which are complicating the system. Now how do you administrating this, monitoring this is a big problem. So the CAG has pointed out that too many cesses complicate the system, adding to administrative and compliance costs. So the public accounts, the operation and maintenance needs to be monitored. So we go back to the discussion. Up to now what we have stated is we have pointed out how the CAG has observed that the collection of cess, instead of keeping it in the public account, they have all been retained in the consolidated fund. In all 42,272 crores. And we also gave individual cases to show that the cesses collected by the government, in one case they have not been kept in the public account but transferred to the consolidated fund. There is a glaring irregularity. We said the oil cess, 1,24,399 crores which was collected as oil cess. Instead of keeping it with the Oil Industry Development Board, it was transferred to the consolidated fund. Now there are too many cesses which complicate the system, and there is a need for proper monitoring to see how these funds are kept and how they are being executed. We come to the issues of concern. See, Article 271 of the Constitution excludes distribution of revenue from any surcharge or cess levied by the Union government. Now Article 271 is very clear. Any cess, any revenue which is coming from the cesses levied by the Union government cannot be shared with the states. Then the Finance Commission is appointed once in 5 years, which goes into the distribution of revenues between the center and the states. So this different finance commissions are there. We had the 14th Finance Commission which said 42% of the proceeds should be shared with the states. Now Article 271 gives exclusive power to the central government to, when it collects cess on various products, the cess is up, the proceeds are appropriated by the center. They are not shared with the states. See, the central government gets a lot of money through additional excise duties on petroleum products. This is not shared with the state governments. You see the another disquieting figure. The states' share in central taxes. The state's share in central taxes was 35% in 15-16, 32% in 2019-20, and in 2021 it is less than 30%. The state's share of the central taxes. Now correspondingly you see the contributions of the cesses and surcharges levied by the central government. They were just 3% of the central revenue in 2000-2001, just 3%. In 15-16 it became 16.5%, and in 2021 it became 20%. So if you see this figure, if you see the statistics, it shows how the cesses and revenue, the revenue from different cesses levied by the central government has steadily increased from 2001, which was just 3%, to nearly 20% in 2020-2021. Now, the Finance Commission recommends devolution of proceeds once in 5 years. Now, the center receives additional revenue from cesses and surcharge and avoids sharing with the states. So this is a direct blow on financial fiscal federalism, and the CAG also has pointed out in the audit report that the revenues and cesses collected by the center, there is lack of transparency and propriety. Like I gave an example of the oil cess. When you have collected 1,24,399 crores, instead of transferring it to the public account, it is transferred to the consolidated fund. So this is a glaring issue, and as I also said, too many cesses being there is no proper maintenance. I'm sorry, no proper monitoring in the administration of the cesses kept in the public account. So, for a question on fiscal federalism, we highlighted or we took into consideration the points raised by the CAG on the lack of transparency and propriety by the central government in administering the cesses which are collected by the central government. So the constitution itself provides for collection of cesses and remittance to the public account under Article 271, and it clearly states that these need not be shared with the state governments. Then we also said how the central government has exclusive revenue by additional excise duty on petroleum products, which is not shared with the state governments. Now, when we speak of fiscal federalism, we point out the glaring imbalance in the distribution of powers between the center and the states, and how instead of calling it a federalism, the correct description of the Indian Federation would be it's quasi-federal. The powers are heavily tilted in favor of the center, and the states do not have independent sources of revenue. And to take the controversy after the GST was introduced, the GST revenues, the improper sharing of funds. Now the central government, while it is steadily raising its revenues through collection on cesses, and at the same time denying the proceeds of GST. For instance, many states have pointed out that the arrears of GST go to so many crores and the arrears are not paid in so many months. This is affecting the functioning of the federalism, where the states as pointed out as was pointed out by eminent political scientists, the states have become glorious municipalities in the sense they do not have independent sources of revenue, and even borrowings require approval by the center. Article 271 itself is enough, which is in the constitution, which is empowering the central government to collect surcharges, cess, but it need not share the proceeds with the state governments. Finally, we also raise the issues of lack of transparency. When the central government is collecting so many crores of rupees by way of surcharges and cess, and with multiple cesses, there is no transparency in the way funds are maintained in the public account. So this is for a question for 200 words on the CAG report on the administration of central cesses. Thank you.